Imagine a world where almost every car on the road is made in China. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, it's closer to reality than you might think. China already has the capacity to manufacture half of the world's 80 million vehicles annually. By 2030, that number could jump to a jaw-dropping 75%. Let that sink in for a moment. 3 out of every 4 cars globally could be built in China in just a few years. But here's the kicker. Global automakers are helping make it happen. Why? That's the big question we're diving into today. We'll explore how China is becoming the epicenter of car production, why global brands are investing billions there, and what this means for the rest of the world. If this topic grabs your attention, keep watching. And don't forget to check out the sources linked in the description. To understand why automakers are betting big on China, we need to look at how it got here. Over the past few decades, China has systematically built a manufacturing empire, especially in the automotive sector. Today, it's not just Chinese brands like BYD, Geely, and XPeng leading the charge. Global giants like General Motors, Ford, and BMW are pouring billions into the country's factories. Take General Motors as an example. They're exporting tens of thousands of made-in-China Chevys to countries like Mexico. In fact, Chevy's 6 best-selling models in Mexico are all manufactured in China. Ford's Lincoln Nautilus? Yep, also made in China. Even ultra-cautious Japanese brands like Honda and Nissan are joining the race, exporting Chinese-made vehicles to global markets, including Japan itself. So, why is everyone so eager to manufacture in China? The answer boils down to scale, cost, and efficiency. Producing a car in China can be nearly half as expensive as making it in Germany or Japan. Add to that the speed and quality of Chinese production, and it's a no-brainer for automakers trying to stay competitive. China has also mastered the art of subsidies. The government provides significant financial incentives to manufacturers, making it even cheaper to build cars there. One GM executive summed it up perfectly. "We are making record margins on Chevy exports from China to Mexico." Let that sink in. They're shipping cars across the globe and still turning massive profits. Now, here's where things get tricky. While automakers are thriving in China, this shift comes with serious consequences for other countries, especially those heavily reliant on their automotive industries. Let's talk about Japan. The automotive sector accounts for a staggering 40% of Japan's GDP. If China dominates global car production, Japan's economy could take a massive hit. And it's not just Japan. Germany, another automotive powerhouse, is already feeling the heat. Job losses in Germany's car industry are mounting, with over 10,000 positions being cut every single month. Imagine what happens if their automotive sector crumbles entirely. Millions of jobs and billions in tax revenue would disappear overnight. The United States isn't immune either. While America's economy isn't as dependent on car manufacturing as Germany or Japan, the automotive sector still plays a crucial role. Tesla, GM, Ford, and Stellantis have all been laying off workers. In the past year alone, over 100,000 jobs have been cut across these companies. And remember, many of these job losses are tied to decisions to outsource manufacturing to China. But the problem goes deeper than just job losses. China has strategically built a monopoly over the electric vehicle supply chain, from mining raw materials to producing battery cells. This gives them control over a critical part of the automotive industry's future. If Western countries lose the ability to produce their own cars and EV components, they'll become heavily reliant on China, even for national defense-related industries. Global automakers are shifting production to China because they see no other viable alternative. The automotive industry is under immense financial pressure. Debt levels are skyrocketing and profit margins are shrinking. China offers a lifeline through a combination of lower costs, advanced technology, and massive production capacity. It's not just about labor costs. China's efficiency and scale make it nearly impossible for other countries to compete. Even after accounting for shipping costs, vehicles produced in China generate higher profits for automakers than those made in traditional manufacturing hubs like Germany or Japan. But it's not only about the money. China has become a leader in electric vehicle innovation. Their advancements in battery technology, software development, and charging infrastructure are unmatched. This makes manufacturing in China not just cheaper, but also more cutting edge. Automakers understand that staying competitive in the global market means aligning themselves with the most advanced technologies, many of which are now being developed in China. Another factor is government support. The Chinese government provides extensive subsidies to the automotive industry, further reducing costs for manufacturers. These subsidies make it easier for automakers to invest heavily in the country without facing the same financial risks they would elsewhere. For automakers, this combination of innovation, cost effectiveness, and government backing makes China an almost irresistible option for production. However, this reliance on China comes at a price. While automakers benefit in the short term, they're also becoming increasingly dependent on a single country. This dependency poses significant risks, particularly in an era of geopolitical tensions and economic uncertainties. Yet, for now, the financial advantages seem to outweigh the long-term concerns, driving automakers to double down on their investments in China. The global shift toward Chinese automotive manufacturing isn't just a business decision, it's a development with far-reaching implications. As more automakers relocate production to China, countries that have historically relied on their automotive industries face uncertain futures. Economies like Germany, Japan, and the United States could experience significant disruptions. Entire communities that depend on manufacturing jobs might struggle to adapt, leading to widespread economic instability. This shift also raises questions about innovation. When manufacturing moves overseas, it often takes research and development with it. Factories aren't just about producing goods, they're hubs of creativity and technological advancement. If these activities are concentrated in China, Western countries risk falling behind in automotive innovation. The loss of this innovative edge could have a cascading effect on other industries, leaving countries like the United States and Germany scrambling to catch up. Moreover, the environmental impact of centralizing automotive production in China can't be ignored. While the country leads in electric vehicle production, the processes involved in mining raw materials and manufacturing components are resource-intensive and polluting. Concentrating this activity in one region could exacerbate environmental challenges, creating a new set of global problems. The geopolitical implications are equally concerning. With China controlling a significant portion of the global automotive supply chain, other countries could find themselves at a disadvantage in trade negotiations. This level of dependency also has national security implications, particularly when it comes to critical industries like defense. If Western nations can't produce their own vehicles and related technologies, they may find themselves vulnerable in ways they've never been before. While the benefits of manufacturing in China are clear, the long-term risks are equally evident. The challenge for Western nations is to find a way to balance short-term economic gains with the need for long-term stability and self-reliance. Investing in domestic manufacturing capabilities and diversifying supply chains could be a start, but these efforts require time, money, and political will, resources that are often in short supply. As someone who's been following this industry closely, I can't help but feel that this is a wake-up call for the West. It's not just about cars, it's about maintaining economic and technological independence. The stakes couldn't be higher. We've already seen what happens when one country dominates a critical industry. Take solar panels, for example. China now supplies over 90% of global demand, leaving other countries scrambling to catch up. Do we really want the same thing to happen with cars? It's time for policymakers, businesses, and consumers to take a hard look at the bigger picture. Supporting local manufacturing, investing in innovation, and diversifying supply chains aren't just nice ideas, they're necessities. Without decisive action, we could find ourselves in a world where every car is made in China, and the consequences of that could be far-reaching. Thanks for sticking with me through this deep dive into the global automotive industry. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like and share it with others. Let's keep the conversation going in the comments. Do you think the West can turn things around? Or is China's dominance inevitable? I'd love to hear your thoughts. See you in the next video.